Welcome to BomiChess. Today we have another game from famous Paul Morphy. He was born in 1837 in New Orleans, and he was a child prodigy. We were already talking about him a lot. He was already at the age of 10 or 11 was the best player in New Orleans, beating all the best players there, and soon he will become the best player in America. And he was invited to come to Europe, and he came to Europe in 1858, but he was 20 or 21 years old. And he went to London, he beat all the best players there. Then he went to France, in Paris, he also beat the best players. And he had a match with Adolf Anderssen then, and he beat Adolf Anderssen as well. So his opponent in this game is Jean-Louis Preti. He was actually Italian born. He lived in Italy until he was 28 years of age, and then because of some political activities, he had issues with the Austrian government, and in order not to get in trouble with the law, he went to France. And he and his wife moved to Bordeaux. So they stayed in Bordeaux for next 2 decades, and he was teaching flute. He was a musician. And then he started playing chess. He fell in love with chess game. And in 1844, they moved to Paris. And in Paris, he actually played in the famous chess Café de la Régence, and he was one of the best players there. So in 1858, when Paul Morphy went there, he was also present. And Preti was also founder of a famous chess magazine in France, La Stratégie. And he was also a writer of many books, chess books, regarding the chess endgames. So he was a good player himself, and in 1858, when Morphy was in Paris, he was one of the witnesses of the match between Paul Morphy and Adolf Anderssen. And he also took place in this simultaneous exhibition. So Paul Morphy was giving a simultaneous exhibition blindfolded. And he played 8 boards, and one of those boards was Jean-Louis Preti. So let's see the game. Paul Morphy was white and Preti was black. So Morphy opened with e4, we have c5, Sicilian defense. Morphy played his pawn to d4, Preti took, and we have knight to f3. So this pawn to e5, so now white cannot take this pawn with the knight because of this check. Queen gives check, and it's attacking the knight, so it's gonna pick up the knight. So okay, we cannot take this pawn. White played this bishop to c4, bishop to b4, and white defends with the pawn to c3, pawn takes, and bishop to c5. Here, knight can take this pawn, and he did so, and now he's attacking this pawn on f7 2 times. So black responded by playing this queen to f6, and now black is aiming for this square, f2. And if white doesn't defend, it's gonna get checkmate. So Morphy first played this bishop to f7. He took the pawn, and he's giving the check. So now the king is going to lose the ability to castle anytime. And okay, king to f8, so knight goes back to d3. And now Morphy is attacking this bishop, so if queen takes bishop, Morphy will take this bishop on c5. And the more important thing is actually that this knight is also protecting this queen takes checkmate on f2. So okay, he played this knight to d3, bishop to b6, and now we have this bishop retreats to b3. And now black develops this knight to c6, and Morphy played his bishop to a3. So he's giving check to the black king. Black king is now stuck in the middle of the board, doesn't have rights to castle, and this knight is also preventing that. So white is attacking the king already. We have pawn to d6, and now Morphy castles his king side. And here black tries to develop the knight to h6. Better would be probably to play this g6 and then to get king to safety, and we can take out the rook. But okay, he played this knight to h6, and here white strikes in the center. He wants to open up this e-file, and start attacking the black king. And so this pawn is attacking the pawn and the queen as well. The pawn is pinned now by the bishop, so he cannot take. So black played this queen to g6, and we have this knight to f4, attacking the queen and also this square here. So queen moves to g4, and now we have this knight to e6 check. Black took the knight, and here white first played this queen takes on d6 check, king to f7, and queen to d7 check. So now this bishop is pinned to the king, And king cannot defend this bishop anymore because the pawn is guarding this square. So king goes to g6. If king goes, for example, to g8, now this simple move, bishop takes on e6, is attacking the king and the queen, and white is going to win the game. So king cannot go to g8, king goes to g6, and now bishop takes on e6, attacking the queen. So queen goes to g5, and now bishop is going to reroute himself to this e4 square to give the check to the king. Knight takes the pawn on e5, and now bishop to e4 check. And black is defending this check by playing this knight, putting the knight to the pin. And white takes right away this opportunity and gives check to the king on e6. And here this knight here is attacked. If king goes, for example, to h5, we can simply take the knight. But black plays this queen to f6. And now it seemingly protects this knight, both of them. This one is defended by the queen, this one is defended 2 times. So, but white still has the move here that if you want to try to find, you can pause the video now and try to find it. Good luck. Okay, so white here played simple bishop takes on f5, check. And now let's see, the queen cannot take the bishop because it's pinned to the king. But the king cannot take the bishop either, because queen is guarding that square. So black king must move. And king went to h5. And here white just give the check to the king with his pawn on g4. And if king moves, for example, to h6, now this bishop to c1 is going to deliver a checkmate to the king very soon, because now after, for example, bishop to e3, check, and the only move is this pawn to g5. Now leaving this queen unprotected, and we can simply take it. So this is check, and the only defense is knight to g6, and now this beautiful bishop takes on g5, checkmate. This is guarded by the queen, and this is guarded by the pawn. So here, black cannot go with the king to h6. He must take the pawn. Knight took the pawn, and here bishop simply took the knight. Check. King went to g5, and now Morphy has a final blow. Bishop to e7. And now it's pinning this queen to the king, and this queen is going to be picked up in the next move. If black thinks that maybe he can do something with this pin here, pin the bishop to the queen, it's not working because this is also a check. When we take the queen, we are taking it with a check. So after black takes this, for example, we can simply play queen to c4 and win a game easily. So here, after this pin, after this bishop to e7, black decided to give up and he resigned the game. So Paul Morphy went on to win 6 out of 8 games blindfolded. 2 of them were draws, so good job for those guys. And I hope that you liked today's game. Write down in the comments that you like it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.